What do you say when the so-called smartest man in the room demands an IQ test on live television?
Be tweeting differently once you board the Air Force One.
No, that's other people that do that. I don't. I'm very consistent. I'm a very stable genius.
I think foreign observers are troubled by some of the rhetoric that's been taking place in these Republican primaries and Republican debates. I don't think it's restricted, by the way, to Mr. Trump. I mean, I find it interesting that everybody's focused on Trump primarily just because he says in more interesting ways what the other candidates are saying as well.
If you're Barack Obama, you don't argue. You hand him a piece of paper and ask one question that shuts everything down. When Donald Trump demanded an on-stage IQ test during a live forum, he expected a spectacle, a chance to dominate. But Barack Obama responded with something completely unexpected: a single sheet of paper and one question. 13 seconds later, the self-declared, very stable genius stood speechless. It was a historic moment. A televised constitutional discussion between two presidents, Donald Trump and Barack Obama. The atmosphere was electric. The nation watched as two vastly different leaders stepped onto the same stage. The topic: the powers and limits of the executive branch. When asked about the Emoluments Clause and a key section of the Constitution, Trump gave an answer filled with praise for himself and not much else. "I'm a very intelligent person. Trust me, I'm like a smart person. I had no idea what was happening. Other great geniuses had no idea what was happening." His response wasn't just unclear. It revealed a deep misunderstanding of the Constitution he had sworn to uphold. Then it was Barack Obama's turn. A former constitutional law professor, Obama gave a concise, clear, and well-sourced explanation of the clause and its significance. The difference was undeniable. Where Trump offered confusion, Obama delivered clarity. Trump, visibly frustrated, turned away from the moderator and toward the audience. You know, he uses all his fancy memorized words. He tries to act like he's some big constitutional scholar. It's all an act, folks. It's all talk. Then he faced Obama directly. "You know what? Forget the debate. I demand an IQ test. Right now. On this stage. Bring out the best doctors. Now, let's do it live." The room went silent. It was a dramatic challenge designed to shift the focus away from policy and onto performance. Trump stood tall, arms folded, waiting for applause. Obama didn't flinch. Calmly, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper, the preamble to the Constitution. He handed it to Trump. "Can you finish this?" 13 seconds passed. Trump stared at the paper, then at the audience. He opened his mouth, and nothing came out. The so-called very stable genius was speechless. It wasn't a complicated quiz. It wasn't a policy test. It was basic civic knowledge. And in that moment, the world saw the difference between talking smart and knowing what you're talking about. That moment, 13 seconds of silence, said more than any insult ever could. This wasn't just a political jab. It was a masterclass in restraint, in confidence, and in understanding the power of knowledge. Trump tried to shift the stage from substance to spectacle. Obama, without raising his voice, brought it right back to the Constitution and let Trump's silence do the talking. Sometimes the smartest response is a simple question. So, what do you think? Was this the ultimate mic drop moment? Or just political theater? Let us know in the comments. And if you think leadership should be measured by knowledge, not noise, tap like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.